I'm Gene Price with Redmond Hunt.
And I'm Kirt with Redmond Hunt. Last week we talked about the where and the why of minerals and sites, where you want to put them. This week we want to talk about, what's a good mineral site, how to set one up.
Yeah, sure. Rather than talking about it here, let's just jump into side by side. We're on the farm. Let's run out to one of our established mineral sites, and I'll tell you guys why we put this site here and how we set it up and how successful this site has been throughout the years.
Sounds great. Let's go.
All right, let's go. So hey, we jumped into side by side. We came out here. We got to one of the easiest mineral sites for us to get to. I don't like to tromp around the farm too much because it's turkey season. As you'll see, there's no rock here or anything. It's illegal to bait here in Ohio, even with minerals during turkey season. So we don't put any minerals or anything out until after our turkey season. The farm is 600 acres. It's broke up into 6 100-acre sections. And that's what works best for this farm on mineral sites. This site here in particular is just one of our test sites. It'll be changing a little bit here soon. So we have a stand here. We have an elevated site. I like to get the rocks up off the ground. They last about 2 times longer, and it forces the deer, or kind of makes the deer, or suggestively, gets the deer to lick directly on the product. The deer, when it has its head down, it feels it's vulnerable. So if you get the rock up to where the deer's head's not down in a hole, or down below, the vegetation that's going to be around here soon, the deer will more than likely spend more time here and consume the product, and also it'll come out in the daytime more. This is kind of in a little secluded spot. There's a bigger field out here. There's even a bigger field beyond that. So we're back here in this little kind of hidey hole spot. We've got a stand here behind us where we put our trail camera at, coming to the trophy rock. It's kind of angling back toward the woods. That's due south. We always point everything south, or we point everything north. And the reason is because the sun rises in the east, sets in the west. So if you have your camera pointing toward the east in the summertime, in the morning time, they're going to get blown out. If it's pointing toward the west, in the evening time, they're going to get blown out. So orientation of your camera should be north and south. Early months like it is now, our sun is more north. As it gets warmer, it turns more south. So, you can switch your camera if you want from north to south, if you are getting a little bit of sun glare in the middle of the day. Usually middle of the day, we don't really worry about much. We're worried about mornings and evenings when deer use these sites the most. We usually put our trail camera just about 15 feet or so from our site. This camera here this is a really old site. This site is about 10 years old. So I mentioned a little bit ago, this site will be changed a lot. It'll be changed for a couple reasons that we talk about on another episode about scent control and things like that. So it'll explain a little bit why this site's not an ideal site. And this big divot in the ground's not an ideal site to have. So with that, that's pretty much the basics of what you want to do to your site. You want to select a good location that's a little bit secluded. You want to select a location that when you're aiming your camera either north or south, you've got a wooded background on either side. If you think you have the right location, but your north and south is woods and an open field, that usually doesn't work good, because if you put your camera out into the field pointing back into the woods, it'll get dark quick. It'll make it go to nighttime mode faster. Or if you have it on the wood side pointing out into the field, it'll be in the dark and it'll be in the woods. It'll think it's dark. It'll go to nighttime when it's actually still daytime, and it'll even blow it out, even though that it is pointing in the north and south direction. So just point them north and south. Try to always have a woods in your background so it has a good contrast on your background, and get your rock up off the ground, get it in a secluded area, and you should be in good shape.
Gene, you mentioned going out to these sites, these mineral sites, and one thing that comes up every year from our customers is, how long should my trophy rock last? When should I freshen up these sites? And we're going to talk about that next time on Beyond the Rock. So, as always, make sure you run out there to Facebook and Instagram and give us a like and subscribe to us on YouTube. Again, thanks for joining us.
Yep, we'll see you next time.